Well, hello. I thought I'd take a quick moment because it's a rare occasion and the elusive Murphy is back on deck right now. We don't get to see him very often. We've had him for about, 4 months or so, and I think he's only been home about 1 or 2 weeks of those 4 months once he went on Car Next Door. He's been off earning his keep. A little nervous having a 2006 GTI in the fleet, but so far he hasn't been too bad, no real problems. He is consuming a little bit of oil, so I had to go out one day and top his oil up. But other than that, he's been chugging away, earning a bit of money. So whilst he's here, I thought we'd take a closer look at him because I don't think we've done that yet. So a quick walk around. You can see he presents pretty well. Nice and straight. Pretty good for his age. I do believe he's got accident damage in the back. We can see very faintly, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but right there's a respray line, and same on the other side. So I think he's had a little knock in the back in the past, but that's okay for what we're using him for. And then this light over here gets moisture in it. Doesn't look as good. I think it also leaks a little bit on the inside, so there's probably a seal issue on that light, but not the end of the world. But for Murphy, inside is where it's at. It is super nice. Top of the range leather interior in really good condition. And then a really nice little head deck there. Kenwood, Apple Play, Android, whatever thingy connector head decks. So that's good. Starting up. It's got a nice little burble, sports exhaust. Pops and crackles a little bit, which is always fun. And then under here seems pretty good as well. As you can see, he's had a few little things done to him, but nothing too major. So I just had a quick look in my history, and it turns out we've had him about 5 months and about 4,500 kilometers he's done so far. Not many of them are mine, so most of them are working kilometers, which is great. So for those of you that were playing along a few months ago, you might remember that we stumbled across Murphy as a trade for Squats, the broken BMW X5. And Murphy's owner chased me down trying to organise a swap. I think it turned out really well for everybody. So Murphy was pretty dialed in when we got him. We took him off to the mechanics for a full inspection and really only got away with a couple of new tyres. Other than that, he's pretty much as we got him, which is great. And then the guy who took Squats, he got back to me a few weeks later to let me know he'd sorted out almost everything with Squats, only a couple of minor electrical things to do with the stereo and the DVD player and stuff he couldn't sort out. So that gave Squats a new lease on life, which was great news, and we ended up with Murphy, and he's been really good for us. So he's had a few rentals so far. They've been long term, which is good. We earn money for someone else to park him in their driveway, which is great. One of the guys had him for about 6 or 8 weeks and someone else for a couple of weeks and things like that. So they're all good things. So we've got Murphy here, and Squats has a new lease on life as well, as far as we know. So turned out really well for everybody involved, especially the cars. The best thing about Murphy though is he's a heck of a lot of fun to drive. Being a top of the range GTI for the year, it's got all the bits and pieces and bells and whistles inside, plus the upgraded stereo with the Apple Play makes sitting in here really, really nice. And then on top of that, he's got the performance, he's got the sports exhaust and the air intake, which makes him burble along and pop, and that's all fun too. Being a top of the range GTI, he comes with launch control and flappy pedal gearbox and all that kind of thing, which are fun. I don't personally use them, regardless of how performance any car I'm driving is. I'm a cruiser, so those aren't things that I would use, but happy to have them. Certainly fun. It's a shame we don't get to drive him more, but he's got to earn his keep. And when he's home, we get to go for a bit of a fun cruise, which is always good as well. I think overall, Murphy's probably the most bang for my buck I've ever had in a car. I think I've probably had about 80 to 100 cars over the years. And this one, for the price, I'm into it. And for the fact that he's earning his own keep and he's fun to drive, all of those things, he definitely is cheap thrills. Hopefully he's reliable. As I say, we've got over 4,500 kilometers on him now. The only thing we've really noticed is he does chew his oil a little bit, nothing too drastic, but enough that between rentals I definitely have to check on that and keep him topped up. But I think it's more like every 2,000 kilometers or so, it's probably about a litre or a quart of oil going on what we've put into him so far. I just put another quart into him before we went for a drive today, and that took him from the low mark to the high mark on his dipstick. That's the second time I've had to do that. So, 4,500 kilometers, a couple of quarts or a couple of litres of oil, not the end of the world, as long as we can stay on top of that and he doesn't get driven around without oil, then I think he'll be okay. Plus it just means he's always got fresh oil, so that's good. So there we go, Murph's all parked up, ready for his next rental. We took him for a bit of a test drive, made sure everything was all right. Everything seems to be pretty good. So we'll just pop his key in his lockbox, button that up, and he is all ready to go again. So hopefully he won't be sitting here too long and he'll be back out earning some money soon. So good to see you, Murph.